drink because she was thirsty. She's had a cold for the last 3 weeks. I've been feeling really bad for her. So anyway, she's feeling better today. Obviously, we had our live prior to this, and everything's going great. So as soon as she comes back, we'll jump back in. There we go. Yay, we're back.
Wait a minute. Late to the party. What in the
You
world?
you are late to the party.
Oh gosh. Isn't
Oh,
that is that a surprise? No. Okay, you know what I think is fashionably late is 15 minutes. Because when I host an event and people show up
I know.
exactly at the time, it's like you almost, because sometimes a host always has last minute stuff to do.
Right.
And you're like, I haven't even had a chance to like, okay,
Oh,
I am
totally
ready.
get it. Totally get it. Totally get it.
So,
Well,
hey,
thank
I am Amy Roloff. Lisa is joining me, and I am so excited for you all to be here. And I appreciate it. And thank you so much for subscribing to
yes, we
amyjroloff.com.
love it. Love it.
Yeah. And, we definitely have some ideas of things that we may want to talk about, but I really want to hear from you guys. What is it more that you want to see from me? We can talk about any subject. And I will definitely say, no, we're not going there because there's enough of that out on the news. Or, just like, how is it parenting? How is
Yeah.
it being a grandmother? What are some of you younger people experiencing and being a parent and school and, you know, things like that? Some of the things that you're going through now that I never had to deal with when raising my
I
kids.
know. Yes.
And, oops, wait a minute. I want my head. I want my hat. Where is this hat?
There it is.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm a mess.
Hot mess, sister. Hot mess.
Anyway, I just really want to thank you for subscribing. So, like I said, it's not always about me. I want it to be about you as well. So, anyway,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we're just going to make this fun. I mean, having a private chat, oh my gosh. I mean, we get so many comments throughout the live that sometimes it's hard to really, pinpoint, okay, she said this or he said that and to answer the
or to stay
question. But here,
focused and, yeah.
yeah, but here it's our community. So
Hmm.
I love this. This is even kind of bringing it down, and we're going to be cooking on Monday with you guys. So
Yes. And the recipe that I'm doing for you guys, which I haven't sent to my team who's going to forward this recipe to you. Um, I thought about, what's coming up, the 19th. We're a week before Christmas or a few days or whatever it is, a week before Christmas. But then we also have New Year's Eve
oh my
coming upon
gosh.
us. So I was thinking about a last minute kind of like appetizer idea. And it's not like it's earth shattering or anything, but it's a different version or my take on a stuffed mushroom.
I
I love
love,
mushrooms.
I
Eh,
love mushrooms.
Yes.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
know not a lot of people do, but I love the crostini or bruschetta kind of
Mm-hmm.
appetizer. Those are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out about endive, that
Yep.
little lettuce thing, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
little boat.
Like a little lettuce
Um,
cup.
you can make so many different things depending on the flavors or the theme of your party and stuff like that. They're all so palatable items that you
Mm-hmm.
can, you know, take
What are you
from the
gonna put in
holidays
that?
to spring to birthdays, girls'
Yeah.
night out, ladies' night at your house, or whatever it is.
What are you
So,
gonna put in the stuffed mushroom? Is it gonna have meat or
well,
not?
I'm debating on that. That's why I haven't finalized this recipe yet. So I might put it in my notes that, you can definitely put sausage in it.
That
I
sounds
might
good.
make this recipe for an event that Chris and I are going to on the 18th because, but they don't, I've got someone that we know, or maybe two people that are vegetarians, or they only do chicken. Well,
Mm-hmm.
chicken sausage or something like that to me is
Oh
is a little
yeah.
more watery, and where
Hmm.
pork sausage or something else to me has a little more fat, like greasier.
Watery? Watery?
Well, it has a little more like water content or something. It's like a lot more wet than
That's
greasy,
weird.
like
I don't
pork
know what
sausage.
that is. I don't know what that is all about.
Um,
We're going to
So
get
you
kind of
definitely,
down and
well, you have
dirty
to,
on this one.
but the thing is, you have to, either drain it or pat it dry and make sure you have some of that
Yes,
liquid content out,
I hear
you
you. I
know.
hear you.
But I'm going to debate on that. A lot of people use parm. I might use something
Yes.
else. Do
Mm,
I want to make it a little more Italian, or I could make it a little more,
okay.
um, maybe make it a little more. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what one or two other ingredients to add to it to make it more like a party thing, a
I love
party
that.
stuffed mushroom. So
Okay, so we have Justine on.
yeah, Justine,
We
hi.
love it. Thank you so much. We welcome you here. And do you have any questions for us?
Well, what was this about? Just pretty much in general, right, Lisa? We made this pretty general.
Right, but we've
Yeah.
got somebody on that had,
Yeah.
just we just want people's comments. So
Well, the
I
other
love
thing
it.
I'd love to figure out too is she a pancake or a cheesecake subscriber?
Right.
Um, because Justine, what we were talking about, with all the other people was, I don't want this just to be me dictating the whole thing. I really want you guys to be a part of it. So share with me, what would you like to see? What kind of conversations would you like to thing? Even if you have a recipe idea that you would like me to have my version of it or my recipe on it. So, we're really doing all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you all for signing up and being a part of this subscription membership that we're kicking off for the new year.
And this is our first one, you guys. So you know how we're technically challenged always anyway?
Technology, technology.
Technically
Oh
challenged.
yeah.
I like that. So just be patient with us because this is our first, again, private chat. And we're looking kind of for the questions. And Naveed's helping us out here. But
Well,
okay,
you know
let's
what's a
see.
good thing? I want to know, how the age or something of some of the people, because if we're technically challenged, is anyone else out there technically challenged? Or do you have your young kids that, wait a minute, where is all this mess coming from? Or do they have kids that help them?
Right.
Because
I don't
my
know. I need help.
one of my daughter-in-laws may help me a little bit to figure out how to make a my some of my IG stories, Facebook stories, and stuff like that more personable, because sometimes I get intimidated by social media. I say, oh, people aren't going to be interested in that. Where young people are like, they're blasting everything. But being old school, I'm like, well, no, oh, that seems kind of
We have to be more
boring. And
careful. We have to be
yeah,
more
is
careful.
people going to be interested in that? Why do they need to know this? Or, oh, this seems so trivial. And so I get intimidated by it. So I'm having her help me a little bit as to this is great. Amy,
Oh,
do this. This will be fantastic. So
I
anyway,
know. I know. Oh, so it looks like, okay, I think we can see her comments now. Thank you. I can see them on the right side. So
well, we see
Justine,
lots of them.
yeah, lots, but Justine's like popped out there. So that was great. And she's a cheesecake member. So
Oh,
she's,
great.
woohoo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good
Isn't that kind of
evening.
fun? Some of the topics that we did this description, the cupcake, pancake, and cheesecake. I
You
love
know
it.
what? I love that. I love that.
Naveed, thank you.
At first I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of weird. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool.
No, I'm like, oh, what am I in the mood for?
Oh, well,
So
let's talk
anyway,
about shopping for loved ones. I think that
during the
was the
holidays or even birthdays or any,
wow,
yeah.
tough, tough. How do you
Well,
find gifts?
the I'm struggling a little bit with it this year because I've got 7 grandkids to buy for, and I have my eighth one on the way. And because my daughter is far away, or in Spokane, 6 hours is kind of far away. I wanted to give her something for the holidays for her to, say, I'm
Yes.
thinking about you. I can't be there with you right now. Um, but I'm so excited. So what can I send her to say, oh, this baby's coming. I'm so happy. And she's very much like, oh, if you haven't used, like a a blanket that you've used before. I'll take that. Or maybe, some of her
Wow.
sister-in-laws, or hand-me-down clothing. I'm like, Molly,
Repurpose.
you need something new as well.
Right, right, right.
So anyway,
Wow.
but
That's
no, so
cool.
for shopping for people, so I think it's really a matter of your lifestyle. If
Hmm.
you, uh, Matt and I really didn't set us up on a budget. I'm like, oh dear. He spent money like it was going out of style. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do that. So we
Water
often,
faucet.
so we often bought each other, our own, like a lot of our gifts. Like I bought a lot of kitchen gadgets and maybe clothes, definitely clothes for the
Oh,
kids when they were
I
younger and stuff like
see.
that. But he did buy me some really nice gifts on, some Christmases. And Chris has bought me some really wonderful gifts. But there comes to a point, depending on the season of life you're in, like the season of life that I'm in right now, it's like, so Chris, what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay, is that sweater worn out? Maybe you need a new one. Nope, it's not worn
Okay.
out.
But I'm debating on that. Do you ask people what they want, or should you be watching them and picking out little things?
I think it really depends on them as an individual and what they're into. Like Chris isn't into sports. He loves pickleball and he loves football, only one or two teams. That's it. We don't watch basketball. We don't watch soccer. We don't watch
Okay.
hockey. We don't watch baseball.
So do
What
you
Chris
then,
really likes is experiences.
okay.
So then I'm like, well, what kind of experience? Because I love going to the beach. I could just sit and watch the water for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
I could walk for miles along the beach. Well, for him, that might be, I'm a little bored,
Right.
because, what are we doing here at the beach? Like if we were to go to Hawaii and everything, I could just sit at the beach, sit by the pool, like
Yes.
you and I, we would be
Yes.
happy.
We
But for
grew on that.
Chris, it'd be like, well, what are we doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What are we doing? We're just relaxing. We're chilling. But
What's
he
the
would
deal of
get,
the day? Yeah.
yeah,
What's
he would get bored, and I definitely don't want him staying in the hotel or wherever we're at
yeah.
watching what what my dad would call the boob tube, the television. So so he's more into experiences. So do you make it little? Do you make it big? But a lot of it depends on your budget, and I think that's a healthy, good thing to
Yeah.
focus on a budget because especially when it's a gift. Because if like Chris, he likes experiences and stuff, but um,
Yeah.
it should be something that's more specific for him that I think he would enjoy. I would
Right.
go along because I'm with him. Does it really matter if it's my favorite thing to do? It shouldn't because it's gift. Because there'll be other things that we'll plan together. So it really
Right.
depends on what this individual likes.
I know.
He likes motorcycles.
Let's ask
I know
the
nothing
group.
about motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's ask the group. What have you guys done
Yes.
for shopping this season? Because I'll tell you, it's been tough.
And the other one is what? Okay, do I have to pay attention to the chat or who's doing that? You?
Yeah, I think in the chat we did have somebody say, well, Justine said that she decided to do Italian cookies this year. We're trying to kind of be more into what they're saying than
Oh,
what
yeah,
our
no. So what did she
topic.
ask?
She said she decided to do Italian cookies this year. Do you like to
Yes.
bake? First, I want to know what kind of Italian cookies are you making,
Because
right?
Lisa's Italian and I think she's a little particular on that one.
Well, and that would be fun for you to look at
Oh,
some cookies
yes.
that are outside of your wheelhouse. So I'm wondering, let's just
Well, you
wait
know
to
what
see what she
Italian
has.
cookies reminds me of? Is the snowball cookies that I make. But I want to know what the difference is.
Uh, let's hear from Justine because
No.
I'm
Well, yes, let's hear from
other
Justine, but
people.
also you.
Because well, so Italian cookies were not sweet. We did not have
Okay.
sweet. They were like these hard. I remember them being in a coffee can a lot of the times, and they were hard dough like flour, and then they were soaked in honey, and
Oh.
then you take them out and dip them in your coffee. So I'd like to hear what she's doing.
So it's almost like, is it crunchy like a biscotti?
Uh, crunchy, yeah, and not sweet. The dough
Well,
wasn't
I know
sweet.
because it's hard. It's you got to have something in it, like what's in it.
They made, I think it's like flour and no, not very much sugar. They weren't
Have you ever
sweet.
made them?
I haven't made them, but they were like little knots. My nana would make them, and they were like little knots. That was one of them. Scalila was another. Um,
Well, because Justine had that question, I would love for
yeah,
her to, if she wants, to share that recipe with me because I would definitely love to give that a try.
here we go. Biscotti. Oh, you've made biscotti before, right?
I haven't.
Oh, I have my Aunt Josephine's recipe. We're gonna do that.
And you're just now mentioning that?
Justine, if you have a recipe, you can email it to us at
I
arlittlekitchen
think
at
I've made
gmail.com.
biscotti one time, but not the other. But let's get to how do you find gifts?
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm finding hard to do until Justine has a comment here or anybody else really um, is kids buying kids gifts. Oh my gosh, with the technology that's out there, I think between 1 and 5, there should not be any technology thing going on. I mean, as a parent, you have to help your kids because now all schools and kindergarten, they're all technology now. But when it comes to playtime and toys and stuff like that, I'm there's all these bells and whistles. I don't mind sound and stuff to kids' toys, but if the toy is so dependent on the sound, I'm like the kids are going to get bored because the
Yeah.
toy isn't worthy just to play with and imagine and everything like that. And so I think it's hard to find some of those toys. I'm just amazed at how my daughter-in-laws are able to go on social media and find these unique gifts and these sites and everything. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Right. I know.
So I think, like I said, I don't mind the bells and whistles, but I don't know. I just want the kids to be able to play. I'm a big fan of that instead of always dependent on something else to entertain them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think finding gifts for kids is kind of hard.
Okay, that's
And
good.
then the older we get, like Chris, I mentioned Chris, we like have everything. And a gift shouldn't always be because you need it. Christmas should be about the joy of wanting to give something. Maybe it is something they need. Or, but what would they like to have that they just never thought about themselves or took the time to get or, whatever like that. And like, Chris asking about a list. Can you give me some ideas of maybe something, you're looking for or something like that? And it's like, well, you should know. Like, just get me something that you think I would like and everything. But sometimes the older you get, you need help because it's like, well, how many chocolates do you need a year? Or like, how many earrings do you need, Amy? Or, something like that. And I'm like, Chris, how many? But when you get clothes like Chris, it's like, no, no, don't get me any clothes unless you think it's pajamas or something like that. I have to go out clothes shopping for myself. And
Yes.
but slippers is an easy thing. Here's my size. Get this size. If you want to get me slippers, I need a pair. Get me another pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jewelry, I don't wear a lot except for earrings, but I'd love to have a gold chain, something that's not very short, but just slightly a
Oh.
little bit longer. But I have to give them that info if you really
Okay.
want the right thing.
Let me talk to you about the jewelry thing,
Oh,
okay?
really?
Because we love the jewelry, right? And
Do you
homemade
all like
gifts.
the jewelry out there? Let me tell you, I really want to hear some ideas about what you all
Well,
like your spouse or partner or whatever to get you. But go on, Lisa.
so find a local jewelry store because you always want to help the local people,
Hmm.
right? And you go in and you pick out a few fun things. And then you say, here's my husband's email and phone number. And just let him know that that I stopped by today. And these were a few things I really liked. And so with the Kasab, so like with Joe Kasab Jewelers, who's one of our locals, who's been very great gracious to us over the years. I went in, his niece was working, and I said, "Oh, I love these things." And she goes, "Oh, well, we've got your husband on our mailing list." I didn't say, "Go call him," right? But they keep a record, and I accidentally saw an email that she emailed him and said, "There are a few things your wife liked when she stopped by the other day."
Oh my gosh.
And now there's a few kind of gold wrapped packages under the tree right now. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think for some guys, you really need to do that because some guys need a little assistance to help them to think about those things. There are some guys that are a lot better at that, you
hmm.
know. And then
Well,
there
my
are some
husband
guys
is
that are
not.
totally clueless.
Well, he's clueless. He's totally clueless. So this would help him out if he can. Yeah,
But he's a
if
hardworking guy too, so sometimes
he
they don't
is,
take the time to think about that.
that's I know. So when is it enough, right? Because we don't really need things, and I've never been a demanding, like, you need to buy, it's not that.
Oh
It's just,
yeah.
but like my daughter-in-law, she's going to see her family in Switzerland for Christmas. So I bought her, we said, we're just doing stockings. And I know she loves Hello Kitty. And I found the cutest little Hello Kitty ramen bowl with the ramen spoon. So I got her that and a few other things because I know things she likes. You have to like kind of tune in, right?
Well,
Tune
and you know
in.
what? But that is the key. You have to remember the conversations. You have to be engaging in the
Yes.
conversation. Just don't, have someone ramble on and you're really not paying attention or listening. So,
Right. That to me is the key. And I don't care if it's a little 25-cent something, but
yeah.
it said, that reminded me of you because I know you like that. I know those are things you like.
And the thing about listening is not just only hearing the words, but listening to the tone of the voice, the body language and everything, the
Yeah.
emotion in, what someone is telling you about, when it comes to gift giving and stuff.
Yeah.
And even though they may rattle off 10 things, you don't have to get all 10 things, but
No.
pick out the things that, you're either able to afford or able to get at that time, but then park those other ideas that they had. Well, this could be birthday, or this could be Valentine's Day,
Right.
or this could be just because,
That's right.
you
Right.
know.
Someone said homemade gifts are the best. That's
Oh, I
awesome.
agree. Yes.
Yes. Yes. If you could do, but again, some of us, like I work quite a bit and
Yes.
we're doing so much. That's kind of a tough thing to do is a
Yeah.
homemade
Yeah.
something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
again, I think just being honed in on knowing what people like. And you don't always have to say, well, what do you want? I mean,
Yeah.
that means
Give me
nothing.
your Christmas list.
Yeah,
It sounds like a
right?
job.
It does. So it's like, then why bother?
Yeah.
You
But like I
know?
said, some people need help with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. I love homemade gifts. I love it when my grandkids, color a picture for me. I just so love it. And but I'm telling myself as a grandmother now that Jackson is 5 and Ember's 5, and maybe even Bodie and Lila, they may get into it because they're paying a little more attention to their older brother or sister. Jackson gave me these little earrings, Christmas tree earrings, because
Oh,
they had like a little store at his school, and he picked it. He goes, "Oh, Mimi," you know, and so I'm going to send him a thank you card in the mail,
oh, how
and I'm
sweet
hoping that he'll be very excited
to
to
get that.
get that in the mail. But it
Yes.
reminded when I was thinking about that, it reminded me that I'm very a big fan of notes and cards and everything. I don't necessarily do it myself, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, if you like that, maybe someone else will too, Amy. So it's one of my New Year's things. I want to do more note writing. Just, hey, I've been thinking about
Just
you and just wondering what you're
communicating.
up to and how's it
Right.
going. This
Right.
is what I'm up to, blah, 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 whatever.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I get
So
it.
now that my grandkids are getting older, those little extra things, It's not all about a text all the time. It's
Oh,
not all about FaceTime all the time. It's doing something that's out of the ordinary
right.
that you hope that maybe someone would
Well,
appreciate.
isn't the whole thing like trying to make people feel special or that
Yeah.
you appreciate them? Or that's my whole thing is like, okay, it doesn't matter if it's the biggest, grandest, whatever, but just the fact that you
Yep. Someone
are
took the
changing.
time and the effort
Hmm.
to go do it. And that's why I like cards. Chris and I,
Yes,
every time we give a card, whether it be anniversary, Valentine's, Christmas, whatever it may be, I said, just don't sign your name. Just write whatever you want in it, just something in your handwriting, a thought. Even though the card, you took the time to pick out the card, which is so very awesome.
yes,
It's just taking that little extra step and just writing something in there that, oh, it's that, you know, well, you don't want to tell your husband that that's the only gift that matters because that's all
right,
they'll
because
get.
then you're screwed. Ah, I love that. Oh, wow. So
But yeah.
have you done some cooking lately with the kids? Because I remember that mac and cheese recipe you made with
Chris, do
Jackson.
you just want to say hi?
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, there he is. See, there he
Hey
is.
there.
Hi. Say hi to everyone.
Hi,
You're in
everyone.
Amy's kitchen. This
Merry
is her.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Well, he just got back doing some errands and stuff like that. And so,
Nice.
yeah. So
Mhm.
Very nice.
thanks, babe. But, um, but yeah, yeah, I got a lot to do this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost
So
done with all my shopping. I told myself I really wanted to get gifts all wrapped up this weekend. So I'm going to shoot for that. We'll see
cool.
how that goes.
So when you've babysat the kids, have you done some cooking with them? Do they like it?
Well, I did do a little baking with Lila and Jackson over the
Oh.
Thanksgiving, kind of holiday. But unfortunately, I was still not feeling well.
Mm.
So, I'm like, I have the energy to watch my grandkids, but when you're not feeling well and you're a little bit older, I was so exhausted. I was like, oh my, all I got was a photo. I'm like, that's all I could
Oh.
muster.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I thought, I've got to be on. As a grandmother, you got to be on when they're young. Oh, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Not like illness wise, but I felt bad that I wasn't giving them what I normally do. Not that they kind of even noticed it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But you did cook with them? Did they enjoy
Yeah.
it?
Oh
What
yeah.
did you make?
No, you asked me. Oh, we made the Dutch baby pancake because I thought that'd be very cool
Oh,
to do that video.
oh,
But I didn't because I thought, you know what? I just need to focus on them because I wasn't on top of
yeah,
my game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I just really needed to, focus on them. So
Oh,
I'll do that
oh,
again.
oh, that's good.
You
That's
know.
good.
So
Well,
anyway.
I think we might have some people that, because this is our first private chat, there are a
Yeah.
few people that may not have been able to get on. And if you haven't, please don't give up. We'll definitely make sure we get this worked out so that
Well, the other
everybody
thing that
can
may
get on.
happen, unfortunately, and that's to my thing, I apologize for that because I had to change the date. And some people don't look at their emails or their calendars often enough because originally this was for tomorrow. But my two grandkids had their Christmas concerts because this is their last week of
Oh,
school, I think. And so I'm attending Ember's school play, and I'm planning on attending Jackson's school play. But Jackson's is in the evening, Ember's is in the morning. So I told my team
oh,
that can we switch the day? So
yeah.
unfortunately, some people may have not been able to look at their calendar.
Yeah, but we'll post this so you guys
Yeah.
can see it. Um, yeah, and is there anything juicy we want to talk about that we're not hearing on something else? What is there anything like from the show? We
Well,
did Chris's
I
birthday.
think the biggest thing from the show, I know people are watching this last season. I think there's two or maybe three. There could only be two episodes left. And so that'll wrap up this season. We may be filming for a few more for next year, but I don't know what's going to happen because they really don't tell us ahead of time, really. I'm serious, people. We don't
Yeah.
get a lot of news, quick and stuff like that. So, anyway, well, no, I was going to say something. Wait a minute. What is it? What is it? Lisa, I
What
was going to say something.
about
Well, you said about the show and
the
oh,
show?
I know what I
Something
was going to
juicy.
say.
Something
Well,
juicy
it's
that they
it's
don't
never juicy.
know.
You know me. I like to
You
keep
have to
it
have a little juicy.
somewhat on the down low. But I think if we do more episodes, I think we're ready to move on from talking about the farm and what's happening with the farm and everything. The one thing about doing a show like ours, a reality show, is you talk about something that's happening in the moment, and then you have to do interviews and stuff, like months later, but you want to be over it, but you can't because you got to fill in for the episode. So for us, I think we really want to do our own thing. Hopefully, some of us will get together. And we just want to show people that there comes to a point where yes, this was a major thing that happened. And it was a tough one about the farm and not negotiating with the kids. And, you know, but to show that sometimes your dreams don't always come to reality, the realization that it's happening. And how do you shift from that? And so I think next season, we really want the season to be about um, finding our own path, moving on from something, not that we've forgotten about it, not that it's still not going to be a part of us, but how do you move on? How do you move forward and to still be happy in this little path that took a different turn than
Right.
what you expected? And
It did take a different turn. I'm going to
yes,
tell
it
you
did,
that right
but
now.
still
That
be
was,
able to be apart and keep the family together. And I think that can be a powerful story if everyone's willing to do that.
yeah,
And because I think that's very important. And as a mom, I think a mom and maybe a dad too, but I think a mom has a different kind of character and personality generally than a father does, just because of their innate,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
And so to me, it's like family to me is everything. And it's not that, I agree with everyone's choices. I'm not agreeing with everyone's results
I
or
know.
anything like that. Um,
But you're not
but
business.
you
You're
can't
personal.
take the family for the moment because you got years of family. So how can you begin to go down the path that how do you keep it together? How do you keep all the kids and the grandkids and the cousins, still staying connected in that, finding
Yeah,
a way for everyone to be able to do that in their own way that they're comfortable with. So to me, that's really what I hope this next season can be about.
I hope so too. I
Yeah,
hope we can just kind of move
because
on.
we're not the only family that goes through issues, believe me.
A lot of the TLC shows are a lot of divorce and changes and
But
sad.
that's another thing. As we talk about that, a lot of people say, because I've heard it on my side, on my end, oh, it's the show, it's the show, it's the show. And I said, then we've allowed the show to run our life. And is the show to blame or is it really the blame on us?
Right,
Because we live in a society that I think a lot of people are very easily pointing the finger at everyone else, but but if you point, how many fingers are pointing at you?
right.
So to not take ownership of the choices and stuff that you made, I think is really just a disservice to yourself because you will fail to learn as much as you can learn and grow from that
And
particular
that's
moment.
what I think's happened in the last two
Yeah.
seasons, is that people aren't taking accountability for
Yeah.
their actions.
But I
And
think because it's
yeah,
been like 2 years, I'm hoping that the kids will. But I'm just talking more generally in life too. Yes, the show is there, but it's like we've had this opportunity for so many seasons. I'm so grateful for it. I always will be. Um, but it's also come at a cost. But sometimes pursuing something or thinking you're going down the right way it's hard to retract from it because you're not sure if cutting it totally off is that the best way, or how do you put the finality on it. So
Yeah. Well, and did you ever think you'd be filming this long?
no, I thought for sure this show would be done in like 2 seasons. Who would ever be interested in us?
What? That's what you thought? That,
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah.
you just didn't think people would be
Oh
interested?
no,
Because
not at
you're really
all.
the pioneers on Little People. You're the original Little People
Yes,
show.
yes, yes, we are. As far as I can think and remember, I mean, we've been on it for, in my world, I think we've been doing this since 2004. It really became an episode series in 2006. So to me, it's been quite some time. It's almost been 20 years when you think about it, because we're going into 2023. That's like almost 19 years.
And I've
I
known
think
you
if we do
14.
anything next year and it becomes episodes, might be season 25. I mean, that's huge.
That's huge. That is huge. Yeah.
So when you think about it, um, it's been half my kids' lives, and some of them even more.
Yeah.
Well, when they started, but they didn't stay on. For Zachary, it's been almost half his life. And so sometimes doing something like this for that length of time, you do need to take a little break. I'm
Yeah.
not saying there's not going to be any episodes next year, but eventually it'll come to that, you know?
Well, I think, I mean, I've known you for 14 years now, and you'd been filming for a few. And I mean, again, this is so much, um, we have more common than not, right? We're just
Yes.
soccer
But
moms
that's
hanging
what I
out with
think.
our kids. And
But to that point, I think that is what we should be emphasizing so much more in our school system and
yeah,
everywhere else. People have got to change from the fact that, yes, we are all different. But
we
if you only
are.
focus on your difference, then you're focusing too much on you. That's what I feel like. In this whole social media thing, it's all about me, how I feel, what this impacted me. That you should to some point, but I think you also, when you take too much time focusing on you,
Yeah.
there can be something about your mental health when you think about someone else. And I think when you think so much about the individual, you forget about, you know what? Yes, we're all different, but there are so many more similarities that we have
I
together.
know.
And let's focus on that instead of in our school system that, oh, it's all neutral. We're all the same. We're all the same. It's like, no, we're not all the same. We're not. We
Yeah,
are
we're
all
not.
different. And to
Yeah.
helping kids to understand that. But because we're all different, we share these similarities. Well, I don't like sports. Then you hang around people that maybe are more familiar or similar to you. But you shouldn't exclude people that maybe want to tiptoe into your group or your community just because they
Yeah.
are a little bit different, or because they're more athletic and you're more social, or you're more introverted, or
Everybody's different. Everybody.
yes. And the thing is with this, whole mental health thing, and I'm not saying there's people that definitely need a
Yeah.
lot of help with dealing with whatever they're going through. But I think we can make anything into mental health and kind of get us there. But anyway, the whole point, I'm not an expert on that.
I know. I know.
Um, but I just think if we focus more on similarities, I think we would look at people differently instead of, well,
Definitely.
because we have one difference, you're this way or you like that way or this and that. Okay, can't be your friend.
Right.
Why not? Have you
I know.
explored the other
Right.
personalities
Have
and
you
characteristics
listened?
of this individual that you may find that you have a lot more in common than that one thing?
Right. Right. I
So,
agree.
anyway,
Hey, any other questions from the audience? Let's see what we have here because we're
yes.
hitting up on the 6 o'clock mark. This is just, yeah. And again, this is our first time doing this and we're technically challenged. So
Well, I
please
think we have
stand
to figure
by.
out too how to remind people, because we do definitely have a bunch of people on right now, But we have to remind those that have subscribed to the pancake or cheesecake level that this is coming up. Do you know? Because they don't have to be a part of the live. They can, if they have time, definitely be. This is we're going to have our own private conversation
Yeah.
about whatever they want to talk about,
Yeah.
whatever things or questions they want to ask, because it's not just going to be about this little private chat. It's going to be about, a limited number of cooking with Amy,
Hmm.
or Q&A,
Right.
or discounts on products or other things that we're doing,
And
giveaways.
it's community.
Yeah.
It's just a community. That's what we want, is to be able to, again, kind of pinpoint and answer questions, because again, on the live it goes just so fast. It's hard to connect with people. So here, connecting with people. I mean, you're in Amy's kitchen right now. Chris
Are
just
all the
walked
comments
by.
here on the side?
Yeah. So we have another one. What products are you thinking of
Oh my
having
gosh,
on
I
the
did not know
side?
that. Look at that technology challenge.
Yeah. So what new products? I think we're looking at doing the cookbook. Is going to be a new product, which is going to be fun. And then we're also looking at doing the membership. Those are probably our two key things, right, Amy, for 2023?
Well, the thing that I like about what we're doing at ARLK, we have these subscriptions, the cupcake, pancake, or cheesecake, but also some of the products that I really love. I should go get it, but I
Well,
love our
go get it.
cookbook,
Go
our
get it.
cookbook holder. Oh, do you
Go
want me
get it.
to?
Yes, we love it. It's repurposed wood out of Oregon, and we have a local artisan that is making these for us. So we don't have a lot of them. Um, and I was just telling her that's repurposed wood. It has two functions. It is a
Well, yes, it's
cookbook,
not just a blank piece of paper here. Let me check it out here.
it's a recipe stand, and it's also a cutting board.
I'm just doing I
Lift
just
it up
did
so they
a
can
cook.
see the
Yes, I will. I
logo.
just did a thing here, but look at this. I have a notebook behind it. I have my paper. This is my green beans with lemon and feta. I tell you guys,
We did
go
that
on to
Monday.
Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. I love this recipe, but this is what it looks like. It says, well, my hand's in the way. It says Oops,
Roll Little
Amy
Kitchen.
Roloff's Little Kitchen. But I tell you, this is not flimsy, people. This is not flimsy. You can put your iPad here, your iPhone, a cookbook.
Lift it up again.
It's got enough width for a
Yeah.
cookbook and everything like that. You can take this out. Okay, darn it. I don't have a small enough
Charcuterie.
charcuterie board. Or you
Yes.
need to cut something really quick because you're hosting and your cutting boards are in the fridge or whatever. You can cut something on here, but and then wipe it off before you put anything else
Yeah.
on.
It's food grade, obviously food grade
It's
finish
USA,
on it.
locally made. We have someone specifically make this for us.
Yeah.
I love this thing. I could use two of these things. You could
Yeah.
use it in your office. Like if you're on a Zoom call, you want your notes right there. This is hardy, versatile. I don't know. I'm loving this.
I know
Love
you said
it.
that was your favorite product that we
I love
have.
all our products on our thing, but this is my favorite because the people that we have making it, like I said, are US because they're not here in the Northwest, are they, Lisa?
The manufacturer?
They're whoever makes this
Yes,
for us.
Portland, Oregon.
Oh yeah, see, I mean they're locally made. You guys
And
all know.
the wood was
Oh
is
yeah.
repurposed wood that has fallen. They didn't cut down any
Yep.
trees for it. It's like a white oak.
Sustainable.
Yep, sustainable, and you could use it for a number of different things. So we
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. It's not just for setting on your kitchen counter or anything. You can take this anywhere. Your kids need homework. They need to do their iPad, so they have their iPad all propped up and
Yeah,
or your iPhone, it even fits an iPhone. So
I just love it
I
that
love
you
it.
can use it as a cutting board too, or
Yes.
charcuterie.
Yeah. But it's hardy, it's heavy. So don't be afraid to even put your computer on it, really.
Yeah, yeah. or your
Yeah.
iPad or
Well, it's really for your iPad because your computer, like my laptop, isn't going to work because the keyboard's right
it's
there.
open. I love it. But yeah, your iPhone for recipes or just yeah, we used it Monday when we did the video shoots of the recipes, the green beans with lemon and feta and the pizza meatloaf and those red velvet cupcakes. Oh my
Well,
god. So
Justine asked, did you ever think you would be filming so long? And no, I think we already answered that, but no, I
we
didn't.
did.
I thought definitely this would be, no one's going to want to watch this. 2 seasons at the most, because it's all about the ratings. It's all about, do the advertisers want to be a part of this? And so, yeah.
Very cool.
So, anyway,
All right. Any other questions that we might have?
I don't think so.
You
But,
know what we
like you
didn't?
said, this is our first one. And so
Yeah.
I think as time goes on, I hope this continues to grow because, like I said, I'm very big on community and I want this not to just be about me, but what is it that you would like to talk about with the other people, but also with myself and Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. So welcome. We love it. And we're just building this community and tell your friends about it, your family. We'd love to have you on board. And again, you're sitting in Amy's kitchen with her,
Yes.
talking to her, and we're getting to your questions because it's a smaller group of people.
Watch this,
So,
you guys.
oh yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay. Because I've been sick with a cold, look at that. Oops.
Oh, your
Look at
table.
Oops. Well, my arms aren't long enough. Look at that table. Oh my gosh. Chris is like, when are you going to clean this crap up? Well, I've got to have it cleaned up because we're having a big open house on the 17th. This is my kitchen right now. I had to try. Why can't I do this? Oh, yeah, there we go. I had to try different Santa hats on to find the one that fit my head.
Oh, that's funny. How many hats are there?
Well, one is for my dog, which I hope he'll do.
Oh, where is
But
she?
see,
Let's see
I
her.
have a big poinsettia plant here. We're all decked out for
Beautiful.
the Christmas holiday. And so
This isn't,
I have my little reindeer and Santa there.
I love those.
And I would take you
Show him
outside to just,
Chris's, no, show him Chris's aquarium.
oh, well, it's all, oh, yeah, there it is. But
Yeah,
here's my tree. And I have the big
pretty.
joy sign on our fireplace. I have a little snowman. Where'd it go? Oh, wait a minute.
Yes,
Oh,
right
dear. I
there.
don't even know how to aim this stupid. Wait a minute. There we go. I have my little snowman
Oh,
area. And then, oh, you guys, this was a gift to me a number of years ago. The willow. Oh my gosh, Lisa.
what are you
The
doing?
willow.
You're making me dizzy.
I don't know how to aim this thing because I have such short arms.
That
The
looks
willow,
good.
I bought myself the whole nativity set.
Back
I
up. Can
love
you
it.
back up a little bit? Oh, hold it
I
where you were and then
well,
just step backwards.
I
There you
can't.
go. Yeah,
Wait a minute.
yeah. Ooh, and you have candles.
Yeah, see right there.
Oh, that's
My
beautiful.
my nativity. It's expensive. It's
I
really
love
expensive.
it. I
And
love
then
it.
this the string keeps falling down. Here, wait a minute.
The string. Oh, yeah, on your wall.
We have all of the Christmas cards that
Okay,
people got us.
that's an awesome.
Yeah.
It's an awesome idea. When
And
I
then
came over Monday, I
we're
loved that.
starting at, well, this is going to be our picture wall, but that's our wedding picture. And I got that sign
Oh,
during our wedding.
oh, I
So,
love
yeah.
it.
Anyway, Chris is pretty excited that I get our house all decorated for the holidays,
Yes, and your
you know.
tree is beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, you know what I love about this tree? And there's that little girly.
There she
She's
is,
just,
Daisy.
yeah. Hey,
Hi,
Daisy.
Daisy. Hey, Daisy.
So the one thing I love about our tree is that never in the million years did I ever think I'd get an artificial tree. But but when I got separated and then divorced and everything, and where's my tree now? There we go.
There you go.
Oh my god. You know what? I don't even know which is left and right here in this
Because it's
crazy thing.
opposite.
Oh
Uh-oh.
my god. Anyway, the tree's behind me, people. Um, we always cut down our tree. I cut down our tree when I was growing up for a lot of years. And we did it with the kids when they were younger and did that for a lot of years. And then, but when I got separated and divorced and the kids moved out, and even though Chris and I were dating and everything, I thought, I'm not going to go out by myself and get a tree.
Yeah.
And I may not be available when the kids do it. And I kept my tree and then I'd have to drive, whatever. So I thought, if I ever do get an artificial tree, it's going to be the best artificial tree that I can ever find. I don't care how much it costs, because I don't want an artificial tree that people walk in the house. Oh, yeah, that's an artificial tree. You'd be surprised at how many people come in and say, oh, I love your tree. Where did you get it? I'm like, what do you mean, where did I get it? Well, where'd you cut it
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
I'm
It
like,
looks
well, it's
so well.
artificial.
Here's my little, oh, that way. Here's my
Yeah.
little tree back here. I have one upstairs too.
Oh,
In
I was
our,
going to say, oh, come on. You got to have
yeah, I
one
have one
too.
in the living
Is yours
room.
green, white, silver, or whatever?
Well,
Is it foo-foo?
no, it's not, but I would love to get a white flocked tree. Did you
Oh,
ever, when
no.
that first came out, I think I was probably 6 or 7 years old when flocked trees, and my
Nope.
mom wanted one, so my dad went and bought this flocking machine, and the garage, he did it in the garage, and that white stuff spewed everywhere.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
said, I'm never doing that again. That's
Yeah.
the biggest mess I've ever had in my in my garage. I'll
Well,
never
they do
forget that.
the cutting, the Christmas tree farms, and where you cut down your tree.
Yeah,
No, I never got that done. I just thought it looks kind of funny to have a white tree like that in the house when it's, not
green.
melting or snowing or something. When I
Yeah.
was growing up, we definitely did the 60s, 70 thing and put icicles. Remember those icicles on
Yes,
the
the
tree?
silver.
And so yeah, we did that. I did that for a while when the kids were young, but I haven't
Oh,
really done that in a long, long time.
I quit doing that when my cat actually ate some, and then I had to assist him
Oh my
with
gosh.
getting it out the back end. That's all I'm gonna
No,
say.
no.
So I've never had it since.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So anyway, well,
Oh,
I just
well,
really want to
I
thank
think
you
we're good.
all for
Yes, our
just being a
first
part of
time.
this and joining on, whether you were part of the chat or not. So yeah, thank you. As time goes on, we'll refine this and just kind of remind you guys all when these are coming up. So I'm
Yes,
not always on my calendar, and sometimes I forget and stuff like that. So just be a little patient with us, but we will. You got 30 days of a
free.
trial. So hopefully you'll give me a little grace on refining that within those 30 days, and be a part of subscribing to Amy Roloff.
Yeah. And
And
then tune in
yeah,
for your mushroom. If you're a cheesecake, which some of the people here are cheesecake
yeah,
members, we'll see you Monday because you'll be doing your mushroom
yeah, like
review.
it's a stuffed mushroom, but my version of it. And for if you need a last minute holiday, kind of appetizer idea. So yeah,
And we'll be cooking together.
yeah. So I
All
think it'll be a
right.
good time. So
Well,
anyway,
thank you,
thank you
everyone.
all.
We
A
appreciate
Merry,
it.
Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Look for another chat with you guys in the next couple
Yep.
of weeks.
All right.
All right.
Bye.